Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to my channel. My name is Joanna. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My intention is very simple. It's to help you remember who you are beyond the construct of your ego, beyond the illusions of your distortions. So if you are desiring to live more of your own truth, to be more aligned with your essence, with your higher self, then I do hope you stay. If you like this transmission, if you like this content, please do subscribe, click the notification button, click like, comment, because it tells the algorithm of YouTube that this is something worthwhile to listen to, and share it with a friend or two if you feel that they might benefit from it. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to serving you, and I look forward to your comment. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming back. I assume you are returning because you are getting something beneficial from these transmissions, and that makes my heart sing. I love what I do. So today's going to be a little bit different. Today I want to talk about the space between the eclipses, the eclipse that we had on September 7th, the lunar eclipse, and the eclipse that we will have on September 21st. And it's a very interesting time because the first eclipse on September 7th likely brought up a lot of old hidden patterns, behaviors, ancestral wounds. And for many of you, for many of us, it stirred some deep emotions. And when deep emotions are stirred up, especially ones that are echoed from the past, it makes us feel unsure. Sometimes it makes us feel unsafe. Sometimes it makes us feel confused. But this is all part of the process of eventually embodying our true essence. In order to embody and live out our essence, we have to collapse our distortions. So what likely happened on September 7th, or right about that time, is your old wounds have come up to the surface. Your old stories may have become more visible to you. Your ancestral wounds may have become more visible to you, or you were just remembering things from your past that you have forgotten and thought you dealt with, but they have come up to the surface. And when these things come up to the surface, it's not to punish you, it's not to haunt you, although it does have that effect sometimes, but it is for the purpose of it being released. And when we are able to witness what is taking place without the need to control it, without the need to fix it, without the need to get rid of it, without the need to erase it, then what essentially happens is we allow that old energy to move through our body, through our system, through our energetic body, and out into the field so that it can be recycled. Let's use that analogy. And I have spoken to many of you, including my clients, who have said that they have experienced a lot of old wounds coming up to the surface. And many of these individuals said to themselves, well, I thought I've dealt with it. Yes, you likely have dealt with a lot of these things, but these are residuals. And I talked in the last video about some things that came up for me. Stories, memories, and things I haven't thought about in a really long time. But when they came up for me, I noticed that I had way less attachment to it. And I have seen comments from you saying that things have been coming up for you, but you have been witnessing them more, and therefore you were not as attached to it. When we are not attached to something, we can let something go. So the space between these two eclipses is very interesting because it stirred things up. And the September 21st solar eclipse is an energy that is much more refined. It's much more finer in its nature. And in order to embody that finer frequency, we have to meet it from the space of coherence. So what we want to do is we want to stabilize the energies that were kicked up around September 7th, stabilize the frequency so that whatever is coming through for us around September 21st and months after is met from a space of stillness versus from a space of chaos. So today's transmission is going to be basically helping you recalibrate, or what's another word for it? Recalibrate or stabilize any energies that you might be feeling right now. So some of the things that people might be feeling right now are feeling rushed, feeling wobbly, feeling uncertain. And when we are in that state, it's usually not, I would say, advisable to rush into doing things, because when we make choices and decisions from a space of chaos and from a space of incoherence, we often perpetuate the very thing we don't want to experience anymore. So as I talk about these lunar eclipses, and I'll talk a little bit more about the September 21st eclipse, afterwards, I will offer you a short stabilizing meditation. And I don't think I've ever done one on the YouTube channel before. I do it with my members and with my clients. So the purpose of this meditation is to literally help you stabilize your own energetic field so that whatever comes through with the September 21st eclipse, which is new beginnings, new roles, new ways of doing things, you will make your choices and decisions from the space of stillness versus from the space of chaos. And when a very fine frequency, which is the frequency of September 21st, when a very fine frequency is met with a lot of incoherence, it has a tendency to make the incoherence be even more prominent. So if we are feeling a lot of angst, if we are feeling a lot of chaos, if we are feeling a lot of internal conflict, then that frequency, that higher frequency, will have a tendency to amplify it. And we don't want that. None of us, I don't believe, want to walk around feeling less than at peace. And the whole world is not a peaceful place right now. Not all of it, but much of it. However, when we create stillness on the inside, when we attune more to our true essence, which is unconditional love and peace, we are able to better manage and better deal with whatever is going on in the world. I mean, let's put it this way. When you are faced with a decision and you make your choice or decision from a space of calmness, from a space of stillness, from a space of coherence, from a space of wisdom, you are likely going to be making a much better choice for yourself long term than if you were to make that choice from a space of anger, from a space of fear, or from the space of inner conflict. So again, none of us want to perpetuate more inner conflict. None of us, I believe, want to perpetuate more chaos. We want to experience more peace in the world. But peace isn't experienced somewhere out there. Peace is experienced in the body. So, and I talked about this last time, We can talk about spirituality all day long. We can read books, we can take courses, we can learn and gather more information. But at the end of the day, unless we embody that information, unless we embody that knowledge, then it remains a concept. It's not embodied. So, for example, a lot of people understand what happened to them in the past and why they are the way they are. They have a perfect understanding of what's going on. They have a conceptual understanding of what's going on. But even though they have an understanding, they know it, they still experience a certain level of unease. And that's because that knowledge, that awareness is not embodied. It doesn't live in the body. And unless it lives in the body, it can't be felt. So you don't want to just think peaceful thoughts. That's great. You ultimately want to feel. And feeling happens in the body. So many people are walking around completely disconnected from their bodies. Most people that I've met, and that was myself too, are very disconnected from their bodies. Why? Because the body, the nervous system, holds on to trauma, unhealed wounds. And when our nervous system holds on to a lot of trauma, unresolved pain, then we feel that. Who wants to feel that? So we naturally check out of our bodies and we move to our head. There's nothing wrong with the head, by the way. The logic and the intellect is very important. In fact, without it, we'd be in trouble. But unless we are in our bodies and the body hold within it a lot of wisdom, we only have access to limited level of information. We only have access to limited wisdom. And awakening, I've said this before, awakening doesn't happen through the mind. It happens through the body. Why? Because your body is encoded with the original seed of where we come from. So to talk about the spirituality idea. So to be a spiritual person, I don't even like saying that word spiritual because we're all spiritual, whether you believe it, don't believe it, we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. But what does it mean to be a spiritual person? Well, to embody your spirit, to embody your spirit. And when you embody your spirit, you embody love, you embody peace. It doesn't mean that your life is completely peaceful and there is no things going around it. But when you embody love, unconditional love, when you embody peace, you're able to deal with whatever is going on in the world in a much more effective way. So let's talk a little bit about what this solar eclipse has to offer to us. It is like a light infusion carrying new instruction sets for how you create, how you connect, and how you serve. And in order to receive that frequency cleanly, our vessel, our body has to be stabilized. So whatever you're feeling right now, there's a lot of things happening in the world, especially recently. I'm recording this on September 12th. A couple of days ago, there was, there are so many things going on in the world. I don't need to talk about it. But let's just say these things are the opposite of peace. So your nervous system may have been jarred by what has happened and what's been going on. And that is a very appropriate response. But if we are walking around feeling chaos internally, then we are not able to access our higher wisdom. And we all have access to higher wisdom. Every single individual has access to higher wisdom. The question is, how much distortions are we holding on to that prevents us from accessing this higher wisdom?
Yep.
This is what I'm being asked to say, and this is not going to be a popular statement, I don't feel. Let's do it anyway. Let's talk about forgiveness. This is a hard one. I've talked about this before. When we allow ourselves to forgive those who hurt us, we are not excusing their behavior. We are not condoning their behavior. We're not saying, oh, I forgive you, what you've done was right. No, it has nothing to do with that. What forgiveness does, it unhooks us from the original pain. So when we don't forgive, we are in essence holding on to that pain that was caused. And pain doesn't just get erased. Pain has to be worked through and it has to be alchemized. And forgiveness is, according to the field, forgiveness is one of the ways where we can alchemize our pain. Now, listen, I have had people done things to me that were wrong. I have been abused. I have been bullied. I have been vilified. Probably most of you have been in that space at some point to some degree. However, without forgiveness, I wouldn't be able to be free of what was done to me. And by forgiving those people, by allowing myself to forgive those people, I didn't say what you've done was correct, or I agree with what you've done, or I condone with what you've done. No. Forgiveness allowed me to remove the noose I had around my neck, metaphorically speaking. Equally so, forgiving yourself. In my experience, in my own personal experience and working with clients, forgiving one's self is probably one of the most challenging things to do. I haven't quite figured it out why, but forgiving ourselves is challenging, and it's a process, and it takes time. So the question the field has for us is this, 2 questions. Can you forgive those who have hurt you? Not by giving them a pass, not by saying that what they've done was right, not by condoning what was done, but can you forgive them or that person so that you are no longer carrying the burden of what was done to you? If the answer is no, that's okay. There's no judgment. If the answer is yes, then know that it's a process. Now, I know, because I'm a human too, that some things are pretty hard, if not almost impossible to forgive. I'm not going to go into examples of what those are. You guys can figure that out. Pretty difficult. However, from your soul's perspective, it's not only possible, forgiveness is a natural state. So to say it differently, the more we embody our true essence, the more we embody our spirit, our soul, then forgiveness becomes something that's natural. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it becomes natural. Same with forgiving yourself. So the field wanted me to share that with you. I know it might not be a popular topic. That's okay. I don't talk about popular things. I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to transmit the higher truth, not because I know what the truth is, but because I transmit a field, much like you do. And the field holds the coherence of highest truth, which is the highest truth, the highest form of truth is that we come from source, which is unconditional love. And because we come from that, because we are part of it, we naturally carry the essence of it in ourselves. We naturally carry essence of it in ourselves. So if you're having a really hard time forgiving someone or forgiving yourself, and there's no judgment here on any level, maybe ask yourself this question. If I did forgive, I'm not saying I will, but if I did, how would that help me live my life? Would I feel less resentment? Would I allow myself to hold on to less pain? Would I feel less anger? Would I feel less whatever other lower vibrating feelings we're holding on to? And just ask yourself. And then ask yourself, is it worth for me to still hold on to that? Is it still worth for me to hold on to pain? Now, someone may say, well, if I'm holding on to it, then at least I know what to make sure that will never happen. You have a reference point. And here's what I'm going to say. You can draw wisdom from any situation. Sometimes it's hard, but you can draw wisdom from any information, from any situation. If by forgiving someone, you draw wisdom, do you retain the wisdom without holding on to the pain? You retain the wisdom without holding on to the pain. And wisdom generally comes from higher perspective. Also, wisdom is not something that can be taught. Wisdom comes from lived experience. Every experience has a nugget of wisdom to it. So I'm not going to belabor on that. I feel like this is all I want to say on that topic, but it felt like it was really important for me to share this with you, even though it was not something that I was planning on. Okay? That's the nature of just transmitting whatever wants to flow through. So between now, whenever you're listening to it, and September 21st, you might be feeling a lot of internal chaos. You might have some things being kicked up in your psyche, old memories, old stories, old pain resurfacing. Can you be present with those stories without trying to fix it, without trying to get lost in the story, without overanalyzing? Can you be present with it so that it has space and room to move through you? Because the moment you allow something to move through you, the body, think of it this way, the body begins to digest it like it digests food. So if you are holding on to something, Think of it this way. You've had a large meal and your meal is undigested. It just sits inside of you. It feels heavy. And when it's not digested, it feels heavy. You feel indigestion. It's not a comfortable feeling. On the other hand, when you allow your body the time and the space and the grace to digest, your body does what it's designed to do, and it processes and digests it, and the feeling of heaviness generally goes away. So during this time, ask yourself this question. What is it still that I'm holding on to that keeps me from being true to myself or from being fully myself? What stories are you holding on to? Don't judge yourself for it. Simply just observe. What are you holding on to? Are you holding on to any anger? Are you holding on to any resentment? You might have a perfectly good reason to be angry. It's not about that. Anger is a very appropriate response to many situations. There's nothing inherently wrong with feeling angry. Anger can help us do many beautiful things. Anger can help us rethink and redo things in a different way. But if we hold on to it, if our body's holding on to it, then that anger is just sitting there. And it affects everything that we do, everything we say, everything, how we show up in life. So again, this is not an invitation to blame yourself. This is not an invitation to say you're doing something wrong. None of that. No. This is an invitation to your freedom. If you were to let go of the anger, if you were to let go of the resentment, if you were to let go of the need to prove that you're right, if you were to let go of all of that, who would you be? And most importantly, how would you show up in this world? I'm just going to throw this as an example. I've certainly experienced people who hold on to a lot of anger, and they're just naturally a very angry person. They're very cynical. They're often combative. They certainly don't feel calm being around. It's not pleasant being around a person that's constantly angry because it's an energy. It affects you. Right? So I'm not saying that's you. I'm just giving you an example of energetically what it's like. On the other hand, when you are in company of someone who is peaceful, who is calm, who is coherent, you want to be around them because it feels good. Now, the person who's coherent, calm, and stable does not mean that they don't experience anger. Of course they do. Of course they do. They just don't hold on to anger, so it doesn't become a part of who they are. So whatever has been kicked up for you around September 7th, the total lunar eclipse, whatever stories have been magnified in your mind, whatever hurts have come up in your mind, things you haven't thought about in a long time, don't judge it. You're not doing anything wrong, but it's an opportunity to ask yourself this question: am I still holding on to it? And if yes, again, without judgment, just ask yourself, what is me holding on to it? What does it give me? How does it make me feel? Do I like how it feels? No. Someone might say, yes, I like feeling angry. Hey, you do you. No judgment there. But I bet you one thing. It may feel good in the moment to be angry, and it may feel very justified. But holding on to that energy and being in that energy all the time, it doesn't feel good because it's a vibration. It's a lower vibration. Again, it's not lower because it's worse or bad or something wrong or negative. It's not about that. But it's a certain vibration. I mean, simple example. When you feel happy and when you feel angry, which way would you like to feel for the most part on a regular basis? Now, again, some people might like to feel angry, and if that's their choice, you do you. But I would say it's probably not really how you want to feel on a regular basis. So again, I'm not saying you're holding on to anger. You may be holding on to some anger. That's okay. There's no judgment to it whatsoever. So number one, ask yourself this question: what am I still holding on to? How is it serving me? Can you forgive yourself? Can you forgive the other person? Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, and sometimes it's a very long process. That's okay. As long as you're willing to forgive yourself, the universe is going to give you opportunities to help you do just that. So, however you're feeling right now between the two eclipses, don't blame yourself for it. Don't judge yourself for it. But allow yourself the space to acknowledge this is how you feel. This is what's coming up for you. It's valid, and that's okay. But also know that there's another possibility. There's another way, that you don't have to feel this way. Well, Joanna, how do I let go of my anger? Well, first and foremost, acknowledge that it's there. Without judgment, without the need to beat yourself up over it, just acknowledge it's there. It's frequency, it's energy. And allow yourself to feel it in a safe space, and allow that energy to move through your body so that your nervous system can relax. Because when you're holding on to a lot of energy, anger, for example, or any other energy, it affects your nerve, it lives in your nervous system. And when your nervous system is constantly like this, then you can't relax. When you're not in a relaxed state, you are much more rigid, which means you are not open. And when we are open, we are in a position to receive and experience more. So if anger or resentment or some other feeling or emotion is keeping you small, it's keeping you closed off, then just ask yourself, is this what I want for the rest of my life? And if you do, again, you do you. That's okay. There is absolutely zero judgment on any level. You do you. But I suspect you want to experience more for yourself, not less, more. You want to experience more love. You want to experience more abundance in whatever form. You want to experience more health. You want to experience more positive experiences. Holding on to something that is lower frequency, and again, it's not a negative or bad, it's just a lower frequency, is not going to help you with that. Because that frequency has a very limiting, is very limiting. It's very limiting to your experience and to you. And I, for one, my wish, my intention for you is to experience more of your unlimitedness than your limitness. And of course, we're limited. We're human beings. We're not going to fly. We don't have wings. But I want you to experience more for yourself. I want you to experience more out of life. Is it possible? Yes. It absolutely is possible. I will tell you that from my experience. Does it mean that we have to let go, to release of all that has been, that has limited us in the past? Yes. Because as long as we're holding on to old pain, trauma, anger, resentment, whatever it may be, it limits our experience. Again, there is no judgment here on any level. None. In fact, the less you judge yourself about the way you feel, the better. Judging often doesn't help. Sometimes it's useful. Judgment is not the same as discernment. So when you ask yourself these questions, don't come from a space of judgment. Just come from a space of stillness and just ask yourself, is this still how I want to feel? Do I want to limit myself by holding on to this? And if the answer is no, then ask yourself, would I be willing to forgive? Can you forgive yourself for the way you feel? Well, Joanna, I can't forgive myself for what I've done. Okay. You can. You might just not want to for whatever reason. Perhaps you've done something that was quote unquote wrong. The question is, did you learn from it? Did you grow from it? When you were doing something wrong, did you know that it was wrong? And even when you knew it was wrong and you were doing it, what was the driving force? You had your reasons. Okay. So this is what I want to say to you in terms of the in-between space of the eclipses. And now I would like to offer you this short stabilizing meditation. And this meditation is to help you feel more at peace with yourself, feel being at less resistance, to feel more coherent, to be more in tune with the true you. Because underneath of all the stories that we are holding on to, underneath of all the pain, and underneath of all the chaos, underneath all of that is the true essence of who you are. Everything else is just your human condition, and you are so much more than your human condition. Yes, you have an experience as a human, but you are so much more than that. And it isn't about getting rid of your humanness. You can't. As long as you're a human, you're going to have feelings. You're going to have emotions. You're going to feel anger. You're going to experience resentment. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, it's all okay. The difference is, can you let it move through you? And can you let it not be the person that's holding on to it? That's the best way that I can describe it. Okay? So what I would invite you to do is just make yourself comfortable. Take a nice, deep, relaxing breath. With each breath, allow your body to relax. Allow my voice to guide you, perhaps to comfort you, to help you ease into your body. And as you continue gently focusing on taking nice, deep, relaxing breath, no forcing, no trying, just allowing your body and your body's rhythm to guide you. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the weight of your head. Feel the weight of your arms, your legs. And just breathe into it with ease. Perhaps giving yourself permission with each and every breath to relax, to soften, to become more of an observer. And if your mind is trying to get attention from you, that's okay. Let it do what it wants to do, and you allow yourself just to observe. Taking nice, deep, relaxing breath. And letting it out. Allowing yourself to feel your lower body connected to earth. Starting with your feet. Noticing the sensation or feeling in your feet. As you gently bring your awareness to your hips. Remembering to breathe deep, nice, relaxing breath. Gently bring your awareness to your spine. And noticing how with each and every breath, your body eases into itself. How each and every breath helps you relax your body, your muscles, your cells. And gently moving your awareness to your upper body, your chest, and just notice what you feel there or what you sense there. And don't judge it. Just observe. And if you're feeling any tension, any sensation, breathe into it and say to yourself or to this part of your body, it is safe for you to relax. It is safe for you to feel. It is safe for you to be present in your body. It is safe for you to be fully you, without the need to conform yourself, without the need to wear a mask, without the need to prove yourself, without the need to be anyone other than who you really are. It is safe for you to be you. It is also safe for you to be at peace with yourself. Perhaps it's been a long time since you have experienced a level of peace. And if that's the case, allow yourself to find this peace somewhere inside of you, because it is there. Underneath all the stories, underneath all the pain, underneath all the trying and contorting, there is peace. Because peace is your natural state. Peace is your natural state. And as you allow yourself to move your awareness up to your shoulders, noticing any sensations there. And if you feel any tension, any pulling, just breathe into that part of your body. And as you do, say to this part of your body, it is safe for you to relax. It is safe for you to be at ease in this moment. It is safe for you to feel. And just allow whatever wants to come through without the need to fix it, without the need to understand it, without the need to be stuck in the story. Just allow yourself to feel. You're giving your body and yourself permission to perhaps allow to feel what wants to be felt, but was never given the opportunity, or maybe because it was never safe to feel. In this moment, in this space, it is safe for you to feel. And as you allow your awareness to move to the top of your head, and gently notice any sensations there at the top of your head, your crown chakra. You may or may not feel anything, and that's perfectly okay. And just notice. What do you sense there? Any sensations? Perhaps certain images come to mind. Whatever is coming through, just let it move through you without the need to understand, without the need to grab onto it, without the need to try to do anything with it at all. Just continue being the observer. And just gently keep focusing on your breathing. And I'd like you to imagine or think about a golden light or silvery light pouring in through the top of your head, like a liquid light entering the top of your head and gently flowing down to your third eye, infusing your third eye with this liquid light, nourishing, softening, recalibrating. And you don't have to do anything, just be present. As this light moves down to your throat, loosening any part of you that has been feeling restricted in terms of what you say and how you speak your truth. and how you express. Infusing this part of your body with the ultimate truth. It is safe for you to express. It is safe for you to voice. It is safe for you to speak your truth. And allowing this liquid light move all the way down to your chest. Infusing this entire part of your body with this liquid light. As it infuses you with love, with compassion, with grace. It is safe for you to be in your fullness. You are worthy. You are lovable. And you are certainly more than enough. And let any emotions arise. Don't judge. Don't try to fix anything. Just be present. As whatever wants to move through you moves through you. As this golden light continues down all the way to your solar plexus. Infusing your entire torso, your entire digestive system with this liquid light. Penetrating every cell with the highest truth. That you are love. That you are part of Source. Having a human experience. You are not less than. You are not more than. You simply are part of Source. And allow your entire digestive system be healed as this liquid light moves through every single cell, infusing each and every cell with the highest truth of all. You are light, embodied. And as you allow this liquid light to move all the way down to your sacral chakra, your lower belly, infusing your entire lower belly with this golden light or silver light or liquid light. Allowing that part of your body to be more relaxed, to more at peace, to be in its fullness, in its fullest expression. It is safe for you to fully express. It is safe for you to fully express. And as you let this liquid light move down all the way to your root chakra, solidifying your stability, your support system, ensuring that every one of your needs are met simply by you being you, without trying to be anyone else other than you. Perhaps giving yourself permission to be fully yourself without apologies and without the need to fit yourself into a box, into a label, or anything that restricts you. And gently allow this liquid light to move all the way down your legs, as it moves all the way down through your feet, all the way down to Mother Earth, grounding you, nourishing you, supporting you in all ways. And as this light anchors and harmonizes, as it lands in your body, I invite you to say these words to yourself. I let the light land in me. I let myself become the vessel. I let my system rewire in trust. And gently stay in that space for a moment or two. Noticing how your body feels. Perhaps noticing your own energetic field expanding, becoming bigger and wider, less resistance, more coherence. And I'll invite you now to take a nice deep, relaxing belly breath. And then slowly let it out. And say to yourself, it is safe to be me. It is safe to be me. It is safe to be me. You are now in alignment with more of your true self. You are now in more coherent. You are now more in tune with who you really are. Not who you are supposed to be, but who you are. And who you are is a gift to this world. Who you are is a gift to this world. Without you and your unique perspective and your unique experiences, Source would know itself through your eyes. And that's a gift. And gently bring yourself back into your awareness, back into your body. Take your time. Maybe rub your hands together. Put your hands on your face. And come back more into your body. and just notice how you feel. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this stabilizing meditation. I would love for you to comment how you feel, how you felt, perhaps your experience. I have had this meditation done with my support group, and the feedback has been amazing. There has been some amazing experiences that people had from this stabilizing meditation. So perhaps you can share yours. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to hearing from you, to seeing your comments. And of course, I'm just being reminded, if you are interested in joining me in a healing retreat in Peru, there's that information down below. You can click on the link and you can find out more information. And just let your soul speak. You will know whether it's for you or not. You will know. So with that said, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you again. Take care of yourself and see you soon.